Hi, I'm Mark Lawson with MorningStar Music Publishers, and we are here today with David Cherwien to talk a little bit about a publication that actually was published a few years ago called Good Friday Reflections, and it's Oregon Meditations on Stations of the Cross. We thought that this particular publication had a lot of potential for use this year, since people will be struggling with knowing exactly what you can do during those Holy Week services. So I've invited David to come on and talk a little bit about this publication and what all went into it. So welcome, David. Glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here, as always.
Well, tell us a little bit about the impetus for the composition on this and what you did with it at the beginning.
Well, like a lot of my organ things, they tend to be written out improvisations that settle into something that I can actually capture on pen and paper and someone else could pick up and play, hopefully. But it comes on Good Friday here at Mount Olive. A long-standing tradition that predates me by quite a bit is to do at 12 noon on Good Friday a Stations of the Cross with 9 stations. And a procession party goes to each station, a short scripture is read, a prayer is offered, and then the organ improvises before 1 or 2 stanzas of a hymn is sung that relate specifically to that station. So these were pieces based on each of those 9 stations. But because they're based on hymns, but I think that even in a virtual context, this would work, because an organist could record these and then a soloist could sing of it, the hymn stanza, if you wanted to do that. But they're very picturesque. They kind of like each one paints a picture. Like there's the pounding of the nails of Jesus, and you just kind of go bonk, bonk, bonk. It just makes a lot of sound, and it's uncomfortable, but as I imagine it was on Good Friday.
Yeah, they're very powerful, and I love that you've given them titles. So each station has a title, and then Susan Cherwien wrote a special service, a litany in the back. It's printed in the back of the publication that we give people the right to use. Can you talk about that a moment as well?
Well, I mean, ours it was originally patterned after Book of Common Prayer, Stations of the Cross, which has more stations, of course. And I think Susan, what she did is update and put into a little different context than just copying out of Book of Common Prayer, but creating something that had texts that go with each of these and prayers that go with each station. So it's really a service package. I mean, you could 3 people could pull this off, and obviously it's best when there's an assembly, that because the drama is so powerful of moving from one place to the next. And but I think what she provided is very helpful in terms of texts to go with each of the stations.
And as I was thinking about this work, I thought this is maybe something really good to build around. You could say, we're going to do this, and then if we start having a vaccine, if we start having a little more choral work and you wanted to involve a choir, it would be easy to supplement them in on some of the stations, not maybe the whole thing, but I think the flexibility is there.
Absolutely. And what we do, actually, this was a snapshot at a certain stretch of time, but now over the years, we'll swap some hymns out and I'll do different improvisations. So someone could even do that, but heaven forbid, play someone else's music to go with a hymn for any one of the stations, but using the text and the structure for.
Yes. Well, good. Well, thank you for just talking about it for a moment. And I hope that this will help people get a little bit of a feel for the work. It can also be used as just a collection of hymns for the Lenten season. So it stands alone on its own as a collection as well.
I think there's prelude, postlude kinds of stuff. The improvisation on Jesus Dies on the Cross is one that people talk about a lot, because it has a heartbeat that gets slower and slower and eventually dies. And pieces like that can find places just about anywhere. So I think it would have multiple uses. Yeah.
Good.
Hopefully
Well,
people will find that.
great. Well, thank you for writing it. Thank you for sharing it with us. And thank you for talking about
You're
it.
welcome. All right.
All right. All right. Thank you.